Hey guys, it's Shanda. It's awesome to see you this morning. 6 a.m. Shanda with coffee. Shanda with coffee, coffee with Shanda. It's awesome to be here. It's Monday morning. This morning I am drinking a macchiato, which is something one of my clients, her husband either manufactures it or makes it, but it's amazing. I love coffee. And instead of drinking coffee, I just decided to switch it up. So I've got a little brain octane in here from my friend Dave from Bulletproof, and maca, and a little bit of almond creamer in it. It's so good, yummy, yummy. So anyway, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Holly, good morning, y'all. Good morning, Jamie Bogan. Good morning, girlio. Jamie Bogan, did you get out for your run this morning? Tamea, how are you? Carmen, Beth. Good morning, you guys. Yay, Bulletproof. Yeah, Dave's a great guy. He's actually in my mastermind. Matcha tea, or green tea with matcha, or maca. Interesting. Julie, good morning. Awesome, you guys. So guess what? I know, of course, I'm going to take some questions today because the last two times I haven't been able to take a lot of questions. I definitely look like morning, don't I? Good morning. I'm even wearing my jammies. I'm wearing my jammies today. So I was a little cold, but now it's hot. And I live right on the ocean. So do you want to see a picture of the ocean? I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Can you guys see that? Oh, yeah, you can. Isn't that pretty? So awesome. It's funny because the truth is I actually could have been so okay living in my little condo that I used to live in. Um, and I made a goal and an aspiration and a dream to live on the ocean. And so it's so funny because, and I share this with you because I think sometimes we under value what we're capable of, right? Like when we've never reached something in our life, we often think that somehow there's something about it that possibly is going to be hard or possibly even impossible. And I remember saying, I'm going to move on the ocean. I'm going to live on the ocean someday. And I was living in this great condo up in Carmel Valley in San Diego. And I really liked it. I was really comfortable there. Like, I'm actually not really motivated by money. God just gave me this amazing gift that allows me to see what your fastest path is to be able to generate a lot of cash flow. And obviously I'm able to do that for myself. I'm able to just turn out the noise of what you shouldn't focus on and just lead a charge on what you should focus on so that you can make the most amount of money and have the biggest impact in the world. And however, just like you, every time I set bigger goals, I've gotten comfortable with them now where I do believe they're going to happen. But, I remember making this goal about living on the ocean, and I came down to look at this place, and I actually was looking at a different place that the same person owned. They owned 2 units in this oceanfront, community. And the other unit that I went to go see was just beautifully done, but they wouldn't allow dogs, and I have a little rat terrier, and so they showed me this unit that's on the ocean, and I remember walking in. When you walk in, you're like, this is it, like this is my home, and that's what I did when I came here. But it was about $3,000 or $2,000 more than I wanted to spend a month. And I went for it anyway, and just like every time you get out of your comfort zone, you stretch. My income raised, everything raised. This was about 4.5 years ago. I've lived here 4 or 5 years now, which is just so funny. And now, I look back as if I wouldn't have taken the step and gotten this place, as we're now in the process of building our new home, which is exciting because they're breaking ground in just less than a week, which is exciting. Ash and I bought a house that we're tearing down and building this incredible dream home on. It all opens up to the ocean. There's a huge pivoting door when you walk in the front door, like a big oversized door that pivots, and you walk in, the whole house opens up to the ocean. And I think to myself, there's no way, even making the money I make today, if I wouldn't have taken the stretch to get here, the stretch to get there would have been so much more of a jump. And I don't know about you, but like I like to grow in leaps and bounds, but I become such a bitch if I am too stressed out, which is why, like, I think a little bit of pressure is good, but which is why I coach our clients all the time about stretching in increments. And it's not because they can't handle bigger jumps, they can. I just like to preserve your relationships and preserve even the food you put in your body, because we grab for things because of being stressed out. And I don't know, I just don't think that, oh, look at this, look at this. I don't know if you guys can see like gorgeous. They're like beautiful, those big, huge birds that are dinosaur-like. They're cool. Anyway, as I digress. Anyway, I think that when you get stressed out, you can make some really bad decisions with the people that you love and with the food you put in your body. And this chase for financial freedom, just so you know, it's just never a destination. I mean, you just never get there. I mean, like, we're growing the company again into 8 figures right now. Then from 8 figures, I already know that I want to go to 100 million. And it's not even the money. It really isn't. It's actually the influence that I'll get along the way to be able to make a bigger difference and change different parameters or different, the way that we do things in the world. I'll have a stronger influence in being able to do that. And that's what my motivation is. And so, anyway, as I digress, don't mean to digress, you guys, but I woke up this morning and I literally just, instead of actually coming out in the living room and reading the Bible, which is what I like to do, I actually just sat in bed and thought about just some areas in my life that I'm stretching. And I thought, I convinced myself, and I realized that a lot of people may not know to do this. I actually convinced myself on all the reasons why it would happen, right? Like, and then by the time I walked down the hall to come be with you, I had already come up with at least one solution that I can execute on today that, believe it or not, doesn't even have me solving the problem, right? And what I realized is that I was making it too hard, this thing that I'm working on, that I was making it too hard by hoarding it into my own space to try and figure it out, when there are people around me that can figure it out for me, right? And so, I just share this with you because sometimes we're making things a little bit too hard than they need to be, and procrastination and time get in between you and your vision or your goal because you're hoarding, trying to figure it out versus asking for support. Like, I have clients that, even clients who are premium clients of mine that have me on Voxer, that never message me, right? Unless it's like a couple times a year. And then they wonder why they don't have these big leaps and bounds. It's because they just actually haven't asked for help yet. Like, you guys, this is what's crazy. This weekend alone, my jammies, this weekend alone, this is 6 a.m. coffee with Shanda, so nobody said we had to be like film ready, okay? This weekend alone, I had 2 clients. One client who's been with me for 3.5, maybe even going on 4 years, and she's done good. She's created a 6-figure company, but just recently her husband got laid off, and I remember when she came onto my company, and meaning that I was coaching her into hardcore, and she was working for a corporate job, got laid off, and then used that as a sign to start her own business. And now her husband just got laid off, right? But now she has a 6-figure company, which, believe it or not, 6 figures is not big enough. It needs to get much bigger than 6 figures. It's at $100,000 a year, $150,000 a year. You're still needing for things. And I know that know that I'm very spiritual. I read the Bible, but the Bible talks about money more than anything else in the Bible, more than faith, more than prayer, more than everything. It's like money. We're supposed to have it. We're supposed to have it, and we're supposed to have it in flow all the time. We're supposed to help people with it. We're supposed to be generous. I mean, it is something that you're not supposed to live without, right? It just is. And so 150,000 is still not enough. There's still this scarcity in your mindset that needs to be dropped out. So my client, she's been with me for all this time, and she would always take about 60, 70% of the coaching. And when she took the coaching, she would have this jump, right? This is not about me. This is about the idea of reaching out for support. The idea of not being in a marriage and your husband doesn't know how to help you because you're so strong, you just handle it on your own and then you bitch about it, right? Like the idea that you're not alone, because you're going to say you're not alone after this Facebook Live. And so you have to operate like this. So this client of mine, she messages me, and I don't have her permission, so I can't play you her Voxer, but she was crying on her Voxer yesterday. And Voxer is just a walkie-talkie app that she can message me. And she's like, Shanda, I followed all the coaching. My sister followed all the coaching. I followed all the coaching. And they had a 6-figure weekend. A 6-figure weekend, right? They just did a small event, and they had like 104 people there. They were charting for probably having like 40 people there. We did some tweaks to her marketing to bring more people in the room where she was more generous. And she's great at her content. She's always been great at her content. But then I just finessed her content a little bit with some of the storytelling that she did before she made an offer that had people really in an emotional state to make a decision. And I combined her and her sister's strengths together, and this took only probably about 10-15 minutes. And believe it or not, there was nothing more for them to learn. They just needed to listen. They needed to take it in. And they had a 6-figure weekend. And now it's blown her parameters of what she believes is possible, which is way more important than the 6 figures. Because if you actually believe that something more is possible, like if I could help you get a bigger win, even just off this Facebook Live, and you stretch, you make more money, something happens, that you have a tangible result. Not an almost result, but a tangible result. So not an almost, I almost did it, I can feel it coming. Not that kind of a result. An actual, like you over-exceeded what you said you were going to do. Then your mindset expands. And then your leadership expands with that. When your leadership expands like that, then what happens is it's much easier to attain the next goal. So if you understand what I'm saying, I just want you to hit some hearts, say hello, say I'm getting this is awesome, it's waking me up, I'm going to have a better day. Here's what I also want to say. I want to start getting like 300 people on these 6 a.m. coffees with Shanda. So if you do me a favor, you go up to the front and hit share. Hit share, and let's start getting like 300 people on. When we do, I'm going to come up with a crazy, like, generous gift to be able to give everybody. Maybe it'll be an extra, like, specific training where maybe I'll teach you how to, like, speak and make offers, or how to do an event, or I'll do something absolutely pro bono for you, where I'll teach you, like, a free class that normally you'd pay me $6,000 or $1,000 for. I'll teach it. So help me get 300 people on these 6 a.m. coffees with Shanda over this week. Let's stretch this week. And if that's the case, then on Friday, I will take a poll on what you want to learn, and we'll actually schedule free training together. How about that? So will you help me make a difference? Go up there and hit share. Okay. So taking that further. So my client does 6 figures over the weekend. Another client who is literally just in fulfillment. She's helping her clients. And there's something, I talked about this a few weeks ago about called cross-selling. And cross-selling is when your clients could use more from you, but you possibly don't even know what that is. Don't think that you know what your clients want all the time, or your customers, or the marketplace. It's really about asking them what they want. And so the more generous you get, the more money you make. So I have this client, and she's been working with me for many years. But again, very, very quiet. I don't hear from her very often. She does a lot on her own. And through doing just this small tweak with helping her clients, she added an additional $2,000 a month to her bottom income. And what she did was she opened herself up where people could just Voxer her, right? So for an additional charge, like a little bump, like an upsell on their already existing package with her, they could just Voxer her, which added an extra $2,000 a month to her income. And it's not a lot of work, meaning that she was already going in to serve these people. All she did was open herself up a little bit more. And the Voxering is not a lot of work. Like, for instance, let me just show you right now. Right now, over the weekend, because I have something called Flex over the weekend, which means I don't work. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 people who have Voxered me over the weekend. One of them this morning at 5 a.m., Tracy Capoli. And it will probably take me a total of maybe 15 minutes to answer all of those, right? And so, you know, even though, and it's about $800 more a month for that package with me, right? To be able to have me on SOS, like walkie-talkie Monday through Friday. So what could you be doing? Like, what could you be doing that you're already doing inside your business that if you just got a little bit more generous, if you just got a little bit more giving, right? If you didn't listen to the people who said, you know, don't trade your time for money, and you just actually just got more giving, what would be possible for you making an impact and generating more income? And I just want to share something, you know, this piece about like offering your time for money. You know, there are times, you know, there are times where in your business that it doesn't make sense to offer more of your time for money because you make a bigger impact in a different way, right? And so like right now we are creating certification programs inside my company to certify trainers who want to train with us, who want to train for us, because there's only one of me and I cannot make the biggest difference in the world just me teaching everything. But what I can do is I can teach people my processes and have them teach my clients, which would actually give my clients better service because they could take what's in my mind, put it on actual documents, and have somebody walk them through that to teach them what I'm doing on a regular basis to scale multiple millions every single year and still be a mom and still be a wife and still be fit and still do all of that, right? And so what could you be doing? Like what could you be doing inside of your business right now that actually has you give more, that would have you generate more, right? What could that be? And you're always welcome to ask me a question on this. Like what do you think you could be giving more, but you're struggling to figure out how to give that? And maybe I could give you a small tweak, like my client that added the extra $2,000 a month to her bottom line. She made $25,000 in one little tweak in one day for her bottom line for the year. What could we do for you? So please feel free to ask me any questions. I'll stay on for another 5-10 minutes, and know that we do 6 a.m. Coffee with Shanda Monday through Friday, where sometimes I'll just show up for Q&A, but a lot of times I'll bring you some training, some impact to help you just, you know, have that little bit more production out of the day and be able to earn a little bit more and be able to make a bigger impact. Okay, so hi you guys. I'm getting it. I feel so supported in my main life areas. Time to exceed my expectations. I love that. Awesome. Okay, ask me a question if you have a question, okay? Sloan, it's not all about us. If we have the power to generate, it's about being generous. Yes, totally, 100%. Couldn't type quick enough. Awesome. My goodness. I promise this cold is almost gone. Okay. Does anybody have any questions for me? I love your comments this morning. Okay. Holly, I'm a messaging strategist. I offer one-on-one calls, email support, and editing time. Great. I was thinking perhaps the editing time could be an add-on, for sure. For sure. Holly, I used to edit all, like, when I started my company for my private clients, I used to edit all of their emails that they'd send out to their databases, or not all of them, but a lot of them. I would edit their blogs, I'd edit their emails, and then of course they would have, you know, this pop in income because of it. However, what I found was that eventually I couldn't scale my company because as I grew my audience, my email list, and as we developed a sales team and a coaching team and all these things I've developed inside my company, we were able to serve more people. And as we serve more people, even as I increased my cost to work with me privately, what happened was at some point I just had more clients than I was able to serve. And so, Holly, if you're editing their content, I think first of all, that's an incredible ad. And I think that a lot of times when you give it away for free, that people, they appreciate it, but they don't, like, they'll still leave you for another coach because, or another consultant, because they actually don't understand the value of that, right? Like they don't understand that they're getting you for an incredible value. So I actually think that would be a great add-on. So package A is you helping them with their messaging and teaching them, but if they would like you to actually edit their copy for, let's say, 6 months or a year, add an extra, $800 or $1,000 a month and allow that to be the case. Because here's the truth. If they bring on, let's say, if they're a coach or a consultant, they bring on one extra client for $7,000, they've now already paid for 7 months of your editing, right? If you have $1,000 a month. So, and then they can actually rinse and repeat that copy and use it again. They don't even have to just use it once, right? So that's the gift that keeps giving the income to them. So yes, I totally think that's a great add-on. Yelia, I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm so sorry. I'm in transition between my job and going out on my own. Awesome. What is the way I can give more to build clients? Yelia, first of all, I'm a big fan of building the email list. I think you know that. So I'm a big fan on doing an interview series, having influencers promote you and build the email list, because that's a big piece, right? So I would say your first step is to sell out of private clients, right? Sell out of private clients. So I would suggest building a package that you feel is just over and above what you're offering for it. Meaning that if we're selling a package that we don't value ourselves, like we think that it's too much money, then you need to build some more things into the package just for now, right? Just for now, so that you feel that you can charge a higher price point for that package and get it. I hope that made sense for you. Sarah, I have a goal to fill my coaching program. What do you do to assure you hit that goal? Sarah, we have a mantra inside my company, and that is we always hit our numbers, right? We always hit our numbers. The way that we make sure we always hit our goal is we only focus on that one thing at a time. So let's say when we're selling our PACE Club, Profit Acceleration Club for Entrepreneurs, for 3 months, that's all we focus on. We don't focus on anything else. We send emails out to our database. We let them know the PACE Club's going on. We open up ourselves to talk to people. All of our webinars, everything goes towards either people filling out paid applications to be able to talk to us, to be able to possibly get a seat in our PACE Club, our sales team, everything, every email that goes out, everything becomes about that. So me as the CEO, Sarah as the CEO, when you're wanting to sell out your program, you just need to look at your to-do list. Write out your to-do list, and if there's anything else on your to-do list but that one thing, then you're doing too much. Okay, you should be talking to people every single day, making offers every single day. And if you do that, you're going to sell out, okay? Obviously, I'm a big component. If you have the big email list, it makes it much easier to do. Jody, I'm about to do my webinar. Any ideas on being generous in my webinar? I'm offering strategy sessions. Need a name for it too, on self-love. Okay, Jody, if you're offering strategy sessions off your webinar, I actually recommend that you offer them paid, right? Don't offer free strategy sessions off your webinar. Offer an application fee, which means that maybe they pay $97 to speak to you and they get their $97 back if they're not a good fit for working with you. Otherwise, they're going to get free coaching for the $97 with that deposit of $97 refundable. you will get a better client because it's a pain in the ass for somebody to take out their credit card and put down $97 to talk to you, even if it's refundable. So already you're having them jump through hoops, which means that they're a better possible buyer for you than somebody who's just going to waste your time and just get free coaching, okay? Secondly, names. That's a tough one because I need you to come up with a possible name, and I don't know what your webinar is about. And so if I know like what you're actually teaching in the webinar, then that, like, what are the 2 or 3 things you're teaching in the webinar, and then that helps me be able to back in a title for your webinar. Hope that makes sense. Okay. Is this helpful? If this is helpful, shoot me some hearts and thumbs up. Okay, so, just a quick message, you guys. Side note, first week of June, I think it's going to be June 1st. June 1st, I think, lands on a Thursday. So let's say June 5th. On June 5th, on my Instagram channel, I am going to run a challenge, a really simple challenge. I love being generous and giving things away. I'm going to give away $500 so that you can use it towards marketing or paying somebody or taking yourself to Bloomingdale's or Neiman Marcus and buying yourself a new outfit to speak on a stage. It's actually about helping you have a little bit of extra cash next week to be able to build your business. It's really about me finding ways to give back, and I can do it these days. So on my Instagram, which is just Instagram, and it's my name, Shanda, like a panda, Shanda, Sumpter, S-U-M-P-T-E-R. I'll actually type it in. Let me just type it in, just in case anybody doesn't know. Instagram, go find me and follow. Go find me and follow me. And the reason being is because I'm actually going to give away $500 next week for playing the Instagram challenge. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm putting my focus on building our audiences more on social. We already have like 80,000 people who follow us on Facebook. We have like 5,500 that follow us on Instagram. I want to grow our Instagram impact in the world. So with that being said, I'm being straight up with you about what I'm doing. And to do that, I'm going to reward you for helping me do that. And so next week it's going to be $500. The week after that, I'm going to get more generous. So know that there'll be a second contest the week after that. And it's just kind of fun. And you might as well, play and take the extra $500 next week and just treat yourself to something that you need to treat yourself on. Okay. Good morning, Jerry. How are you? Good morning, America. Awesome. Okay, so Cindy, I have a full-time job in publishing, and I have a speaking career on the side. Awesome. Until I can make a full-time transition into speaking, I have to accept. Oh, hold on, we're moving so quick. I have to be very selective about what speaking engagements I accept because of the time commitments. I've been doing about 60-40 paid speaking gigs. Great. I do some free speaking and major publishing events to keep my name out there, but I think it's time to put more concrete effort into creating a higher level speaking offering that brings me from lower tier, yes. Yes, awesome. Personal branding, social marketing, and happiness, the topic of my book. Okay, so Cindy, do you have an email list? So, because here's what I think. So what I would recommend, so if you want to transition out of your job, I actually recommend, first of all, that you actually lead your own small event. Like I was just sharing at the beginning of this Facebook Live how a client of mine, we put 104 people in the room and she made 6 figures over the weekend. And honestly, her offering is still too low, in my opinion. For who she is and what she does, she's very good at what she does. Her offering is still too low. But I believe that, handle one thing at a time. At least now we've got her room up to 104 people. She made 6 figures in a weekend. So I actually recommend, I'm happy to talk to you about this. You can private message me. Just give me a little bit of time over the course of the next day or two to get back to you. But you can private message me and I can give you a little bit of coaching on this. But I actually recommend that you throw a small event yourself And instead of taking a bunch of extra speaking gigs out there right now, that you actually, because you know how to speak, that we actually do a small event, maybe 60 to 100 people. We make a good priced offer. I mean, I know of ways of just putting 40 people in a room and offering a $25,000 package and making multiple six figures in that room, right? And so depending on who you are, and meaning that what we can really offer based on your skill set to make it a really generous and really legit offer, we don't necessarily have to put a lot of people in a room. That could actually segue you out of you having a job anymore. Okay, so that's what I would actually recommend strategically first. And then I would recommend, yes, paid speaking gigs are awesome. I would recommend bringing somebody on your team that actually just books you on that full time, and they book paid gigs for you, that you start growing the smaller event that I would like to show you how to do into a bigger event that you do every year, and you make this offer, and then from there you just kind of launch and sail. Hopefully you can see the vision from that. Okay, you guys, for the sake of not wanting these 6 a.m. coffees with Shanda to go too long, I start at 6 a.m. We're already at 6:31. I'm going to just stop there. And other than that, let's get these Facebook Lives up to 300. And I promise you I'll create some sort of crazy, amazing training for you for free to reward you for helping me this week get these Facebook Lives up to 300 people. So if you're game to help me do that, just give me a thumbs up. Say, yeah, Shanda, let's do it. Let's get them up to 300 this week. And I will keep getting more and more generous and more supportive in helping you get to where you want to get to. All right, you guys, God bless you. Have a fantastic rest of your day, because I will see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Coffee with Shanda. Talk to you soon. Bye.